Alright, I can't make no guarantees as to what's going to happen here, but I'm going to attempt to work on the intonation on this kick guitar. Before I set up the camera or anything, I went ahead and went through and worked on the truss rod because I noticed after a week of ignoring this guitar and not being around it after I put strings on it, I started getting a bow in the neck, so I was checking neck straightness. And it's not really 100% because I can still see daylight coming underneath it on top of the frets, but that truss rod is extremely tight as it is. I don't want to go any further, so I'm just going to leave that be. Now, I was thinking second guessing myself as to what I wanted to do. I think I'll leave that up to y'all. Y'all drop it down in a comment whether I should go ahead and shim the neck or leave it alone. I can shim it and bring it up, and it'll adjust for that string height on it. But it don't seem like there's a very good quality truss rod in here because the neck still got a slight bow in it. And I made sure I was going in the right direction. I was testing that theory because the neck was actually straightening out until it got to a certain point, and that truss rod was just getting so tight. I just don't want to go no further. So it's probably one of the things where I'm just going to leave that alone. But let me know if you want to see me shim this guitar neck and bring the action around. But today, let's not waste any more time. We want to go ahead and tune this, and I'm using the world's crappiest tuner to do this with. I'm going to do this to the best of my abilities. I'm not a professional or anything, so I'm going to try to do this the best I can. As you remember last time, especially with the batteries in this thing, they look like they're weak. So it should be interesting. But I was just messing around with this E string and trying to bring it in tune, and there's the green light there. When I come to the 12th fret, it goes up to a half step to an F. So I got to bring that down a half step to where the intonation matches the pitch of the string. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that, bring y'all in. And this is probably going to take me a while, but I'm going to keep doing the pause on the camera so that way it won't take that long for y'all watching. But it's going to take a while for me because intonation isn't really my strong suit. I could do it, but I kind of dread doing it. But I do it when I have to, so it's going to be kind of a lengthy process. But I was going to be doing it without this tuner. As of about an hour ago, I couldn't find it. So I have a 75% chance that I can get this intonated and in tune. So yeah, so let's get started. So how this tuner works is when you see it turn green, it's in tune. But I'm having a hard time getting there. There's the green right there. It's in tune. So watch when I hit the 12th fret. But I'm having a hard time for that tuner really getting. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm working with what I got. I don't know if y'all seen it, but did you see it just go to the F right there on the tuner? It just went to F. So at the 12th fret, instead of it being an E, it's really showing me an F. So I've got to somehow get this intonated down a half step. So I need to get me a screwdriver and get on that. There it goes. Got that. Now I'll just turn the screw, so let's see what it gives me. It's definitely getting a little bit flatter on that E, on that F. So let's on that F note. So let's keep twisting it that way. Just keep on going with it. See what happens. All right, that's almost backed all the way out on that screw. I probably can't go no further than that. Bring it back up into the green. Come on, you crappy thing. There it goes. Now let's see here. Still. The harmonic is right in pitch. This is not making any sense, y'all. That should be. Should I go the other way, maybe? Hang on. This is not pushed out all the way yet. That's different, ain't it? Alright, so I'm going to double check something here with this. The nut right there. Let's check these measurements again. Two and a third. 10 right there. Right in the center line of that. Dang it. Judging by where those front screws are, those screws are set a little bit further this way than they're supposed to be. So that means that my bridge might not be set where it's supposed to be either for scale. That means I was probably wrong on my measurements because, and I think that might ring true because when I measured it before, I measured it from inside the slot where that nut was supposed to go instead of behind the nut to the 12th fret. See what I'm saying? I went from the inside to the 12th fret, and it gave me about an nth degree of difference. And an nth degree of difference is enough to mess with my intonation. So it looks like, to me, I'm going to have to back this saddle, put it back a little bit further back than where it is now. So that might be what this video is going to turn into, resetting this and seeing what I got as far as that's concerned. So let me jump on that and see what happens. I hate to do it, but I'm going to have to in order to get this thing to tune right. And I'm sorry, guys. This is supposed to be an intonation setup video, but this kind of happens when I do these raw videos like this. I don't plan for these. I don't script these. I don't set up for these. So I never really know what's going to happen. But this green means go, which means I can go ahead and start this hopefully start this journey off now and get this done. So let's see if I can get this. See if I can get this battery. See if I can get this battery. See if I get out of there. Oh, Lord have mercy. Let's set this in the drill. Why does it sound weak? Oh, that's a lot of torque. Probably don't need that much torque on it. Alright, let me get these strings off and come on back to you. Alright, so let me find a marker here. Get this done. Is it right? Oh yeah, it writes. Alright, so what I need to do is kind of just take my tape measure here and I know it's where it's supposed to be, but double check here, right behind that. I get the 10, the 3, 10.3. Come here to the center of the 12th fret. Where's that line? Oh yeah, you're supposed to come back on it. All right, so back a little bit here. Hopefully I didn't fuck up, because there's no way those screw holes, I mean, they're just supposed to be moved back a scotch. So I'm going to have to mess up even further, and I did it to myself. This way it might be flat. But that's not really off by much. Just a hair. I mean, that would put the scale right where the scale length right where it needs to be. So I kind of need to mark it where it's sitting. Don't move a damn thing. Stay right where you freaking are right. You moved! As soon as I touched it with the damn marker, it freaking wanted to move. Son of a bitch. Warning, explicit language. Now put that screw right in the dead center. Oh my God, please stop moving. It moved again. So I might have fucked up. It keeps moving every time. It don't move the entire time until I get ready for it to draw that line, and then it moves. It moves. It's even moving now. Well, this might not turn out too good because what's happening is, sorry for the frustration, but it frustrates me when that simple stuff like that always happens. Because the screw holes are literally right at the edge of those where the old holes are, and I don't know if so the new screws, the screws might not take hold like they're supposed to. So what I'm going to have to do is probably back it up a little bit further anyway, because, and it might hurt me that way too, I don't know. We're going to have to find out at this point. At this point, I'm going to take a shot in the dark and figure it out, find out. So I'm going to attempt to put it right there. That should at least lengthen the scale length a little bit more, then it won't be so daggum sharp. See what I'm saying? It's a half step sharp where it is from the 12th fret to where it's supposed to be at here. It's supposed to be the same length from the nut to the 12th fret, and the same whatever it is from the nut to the 12th fret behind it. It's the same distance from the 12th fret to where, actually, no, I'd be wrong, wouldn't I? To where the strings come out of the saddle. I've really been wrong. Yeah, it's got to be. I'll come back to you. Let's take a shot in the dark and try it where it is. A little bit further back from those holes. I mean, been wrong once before. What's wrong with being wrong again? I mean, but this time I have no pre-drilled holes. My drill copped out. It's not wanting to work. So we just have to sit here and do this the old-fashioned way. Manly muscle. Oh, but it's going in there pretty easy. Scary easy. I'm not a professional, guys. I'm sorry. I just do things the best I can for what I got and figure it out as I go along. And if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm not, I'm not. This is part of how you learn or whatever. And eventually it comes out right. But I'm thinking that might help it out right there. Just backing it just a little bit more. I was too far up, I think. And what I thought I rethought was that was wrong too. So yeah, so moving it back is probably definitely the answer. So yeah, I second guess myself a lot, but I think that might be what needs to happen right there. All right, so I got the bridge put back in. So now I'm kind of restring it, and since I cut the strings off of it pretty much, in a heat in the throes of it all here, I have to put a new set on, and then I'm not gonna snip them until I know for sure Did that work? Which probably not. I probably ruined this guitar. I don't know. We're going to find out. But maybe moving it back was probably the answer. So I don't know a way to find out. So let me get a set of strings. We'll get it hooked up and find out. Alright, so what I decided to do, kind of off camera, is I'm going to put on one string and see if it worked, if I can get it to intonate and set right. And if it don't work, that way I don't waste a whole pack of strings doing it. And I can go back to the drawing board and see what else might be up. So let's get this one string on, get the tuner, and see what happens. Alright, so the intonation is definitely lower than it was a minute ago. So moving it back seemed to work. So that was pretty much it. And Kayla's here. She's here doing her laundry today. Say hey, Kayla.
Hi.
She's finally getting to experience time on her own out there and seems to be enjoying it. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm getting dangerously close to the end of that bolt. It's almost. Bring it back into pitch. So this seems to have been working. There it is. Hit the green. But nobody drives the cars by. Nobody does anything. Make noise when I'm using a weak tuner at to boot until I start turning on the tuner. So I tune things that's still going up to that F. Now it's at a very sharp E. Almost to the end of the screw. Oh, why that string is really sharp. It's almost to the end of that too. Bring it back up.
Is there a time you hold the string?
12th fret, yeah. It's sharp still. Now we're in the E category. It is sharp in the E, but at least it ain't a half step higher, but it's in the same realm. And it's not perfect. I know it's not, but it's at least manageable. So maybe this instrument might be able to be played really good in the first position, which is I usually play from here around the 5th fret anyway. So. We got a cat getting into the cat food. They're hungry down there. Alright, I know you're anxious to get this thing rolling. So am I. But it's just one of them things when you're building a kit or something. It's not always going to go according to plan. It's not always going to happen on the first try. You're going to have to constantly go back and forth and redo things. I made a mistake. You're going to make countless of those, and you've seen thousands of those on this channel, mistakes being made, but you roll on with it, and Kayla just, say, hey,
sorry.
That's all right. Hey there. Hey, well, nobody jumps in front of the camera or anything till you film it, but that's all right. But anyway, but it seemed to work a little bit better by moving the bridge back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue putting the strings on, intonate it, so hopefully you get this thing into a great tuning where I can play it, and hopefully that will be the next video. Thank you for this. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode right here. But at least we're figuring it out as we go along, and we're getting it adjusted as we go along, which is going to happen a lot. It's going to spend a lot of time. You spend a lot of time putting it together, sanding it, building it, painting it, and doing the electronics. You also taking a long time to take a while for it to set it up, get it intonated, and things of that nature. Probably if it was a professional, a certified luthier, or somebody that has been doing this for a long time, they probably had this thing done already. But since I'm nowhere near that, and I've only got the basic of all tuners and ears that need to be cleaned out, they're full of wax. I don't know why I just told you all that, but anyway, I'm going to end this episode here. Oh, no, I ain't. I wanted to show y'all something. Notice I got the amp on. And notice you're not hearing any buzzing. I'm running a new cord. So the grounding issue was definitely coming from the coax. So I got that traded out. So So with that being said, I just figured I'd share that with y'all. And thank y'all so much for clicking on. Hit that subscribe button. We're going to get this guitar done. I said this is the first thing. Rome wasn't built in a day, and this guitar is no exception. So I'm going to slowly get it there. We're going to get it planned, hopefully by the next episode. I'm going to keep working on this. And there's big plans coming up in the future. So I'll explain all that in detail. I don't want to get into all that. But we got some big plans coming. Big changes are coming. So, but for right now, thank you so much for clicking on. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for new video notifications. Kayla, tell them all bye.
Bye.
I'll see you when I see you.